So I think this is going to be very interesting. I'm going to take you through exactly how I learn about topics and also what I've learned so far about estrogenics, which I think is a very, very important topic. So by a show of hands, or in fact, you know what? We'll make this quite interactive. So everyone knows how to use the reaction button, right? So if you're on PC or maybe on mobile, it'll be near the bottom of the Zoom screen. There's a little smiley face reactions. You can click on that and then click on raise hand. We'll do some like fast, like put your hands down for now. We'll do some fast questions. Anyone who I bring up right now, just remember, okay, make your answer less than literally like 1 minute long, just so we can go through some things, right? Who knows what estrogenics refers to? Raise your hand if you want to answer that. Vig was the fastest person. Let's see, bro. What's up, bro?
So, I've seen your video on estrogenics. It's like substances in the environment which decrease your testosterone and basically increase your estrogen.
That's it.
So, for example, you mentioned milk. When you were in primary school, they handed out milk in plastic bottles, and then the estrogen from the plastics leached into the milk, and it was also so full of sugar as well. So yeah.
Well done, Vig. Thank you so much. That's totally right. W in the chat, boys. Vig with a W. Still pronounced Vig, really. Okay. So that was exactly right. Estrogenics are, we can say, the things, usually man-made things that mimic estrogen inside of our body. They attach to the estrogen receptors. That's the real science. In other words, to make it nice and simple, like the real science gets kind of complicated, but we can just say in easy words, estrogenics are just estrogen inside of your body. There's a whole scientific process. They're not actually estrogen, but they kind of act like estrogen, so we may as well say they are. And I'm telling you right now, there's 47 people in this call. At least 45 of us are touching something estrogenic right now. Have a look around. What are you touching? Bring up onto your video thing right now. Actually, maybe don't do that. Maybe don't touch it anymore. But like, has anyone got any soy or something? What have you got? We got pen, piece of paper, more pens. Yeah, so literally, I'm prepared for this stuff, right? Metal pens. Everything I've got a stand-up desk now as well. Everyone's bringing up pens. Guess there's more than you think, right? Guess what I'm going to tell you. The chair you're sat on, it's made with PVC plastic. PVC, like what's called Fox leather. It's lined with plastic. So every single day, next to your butt, next to your balls, is just this estrogenic substance directly there. Your phone as well. Where's your phone right now? If it's in your pocket, your testosterone's literally going down as we speak. How about your clothes? You think it's just going to be these like real world items, right? Harry's the only person here. Like this is why we all need to be naked like Harry right now. But your clothes, right? This is what's interesting. This is why I'm wearing this stuff. Most of the clothes that we seem to wear these days are made from polyester, nylon, elastane, these plasticky materials, even stuff that doesn't necessarily feel like plasticky. You've got to check every label, and even the label bit's made of plastic. So you can have a 100% cotton shirt, but you're like that silvery plastic thing, the label that shows how to wash it, that's made from plastic. And so that's touching your body every single day. So imagine the shirt you're wearing right now. That's actually rubbing against your nipples every second of the day, maybe minus 20 minutes for when you have a shower and stuff. 50% of men have got man boobs these days. Mate, is this a reason why? Probably, right? How about your balls? What is, I know this is weird, but what's touching your balls right now? What clothing are you wearing? Like, I don't wear underwear, just being honest, right? But let's say, okay, I'm wearing these shorts right now, 100% cotton. I bought these. But before this, I was just wearing like the pajama kind of bottoms that came with my bathrobe. 100% polyester. All of these things are estrogenics, and it's literally just like rubbing against the most sensitive parts of your skin. And this goes a lot more. If you take it, let's just a look around your desk or, the 1 meter around you right now, you'll probably see a few things, right? But I guarantee if you look even deeper and you then look to the actual thing you're sat on, or the things that are touching your skin, or like where your finger is right now on the laptop keyboard, which have got plastic keys, and the mouse is plastic. Like everything we use is plastic. And so when this has been shown to literally decrease testosterone, to increase fertility, it's worrying. We're in the early days of talking about this. There's not many big name people talking about this just yet, just because they would cause like mass fear if they did. And yet they're starting to now because it's getting too far. And so literally people, like very credible people like Andrew Huberman, have started to talk about these things, and he has to give like a whole 30-second of disclaimers before he does, where he says, I'm not trying to fearmonger, I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist, but you can't deny the fact that X decreases testosterone. Where this started, so everyone here probably saw my video on this a little while ago, didn't you? I mentioned this a few times in some videos. By like a nod of your head, who's seen that video where I've mentioned estrogenics on YouTube? Okay, we got... Okay, pretty much everyone, it seems then, yeah? Okay. What I'm going to show you is the video then that sparked this extra discussions, because that was a few weeks ago, right? I read this book, which was about it, and it was a few weeks ago. The video on my channel, I'll just get the video title for you. Which one was it? So I mention it first ever at the end of the "You'll never maintain your success if you make this mistake." It's a 1 hour and 58 long video. At the end of it, I mentioned the plastics and stuff. And then the full video about it is increased testosterone naturally, 440 nanograms per deciliter to over 1,000. That's like the full video where I've made the guide on this. So I read this book, which explained how estrogenics are just seeping into our environments from so many different things. And this was a few weeks ago. And like I said in the video, like, I'm quite an obsessive guy, so I'm going to go and obsess over this for the next month and then come back to you with like the 80-20 rule so that you don't have to like try and change, like get as obsessed as I have. So hopefully you can just take away a bunch of like practical things that you can do, and we're going to learn together, because I want to walk you through the exact process I went through to learn this, just because I think that's quite nice. I don't want to pretend to be some like professor or anything, you know, who I'm like so like certain of what I'm doing. I'm just going to show you my exact thought process, the exact workflow, how I saw each individual piece of knowledge, how I've queued it all together with my own my workflow of Notion and all this stuff. So you can, every lesson we do is going to be partly about the topic we use, but also on this meta skill of learning in the digital age using like the softwares and stuff that I use, just because I think that's just like interesting as fuck. I think if you can learn how to manage knowledge and learning, then you're a fantastic student. So it all began, let me share my screen with you. You can see this screen, right? Sorry. So it all began with the book Estrogeneration. This book here is the starting point. Estrogeneration, How Estrogenics Are Making You Fat, Sick and Infertile by Dr. J. So this is a really good book. I got it on Audible at first. It was just recommended to me. I got lucky that it was just recommended to me randomly. Got it, listened to it, the guy sounded based, and so I got the Kindle as well, started reading it. I was like, oh fuck, this is another thing that I've got to start thinking about. So that was step one. This book, what I learned in it is, I distilled it down in this video right here, this testosterone one. So if you don't want to read the book or anything, this testosterone one, increase testosterone naturally, but I summarized that in there. Then after that, I didn't think about it for a while, up until I remembered this video that I posted onto my second channel. I think quite a few of you saw this like little part of my journey where I had surgery. So check your balls now. I might be infertile. So what happened was, this was before I read the book. This was a few months ago whilst I was in Dubai. I had surgery for something what's called a varicocele. And Andrew Huberman's been talking about this recently. That's like a condition that happens to a large percentage of men, like I think 20% or whatever it is, of guys, where it's kind of like the veins in your ball sack get kind of like entangled, and no one really knows why it happens. But it's one of the most common predictors of whether or not you're going to be infertile, just because if, you know, it's something like malformation of the testicles. So I got it. I ended up like feeling it and stuff, getting worried, went to the doctor straight away. Or I went to the doctor years later, but, you know, I first ever felt it or something years ago. Didn't think it was a problem, whatever, but got the surgery for it and stuff, and just kind of considered, oh shit, like I might actually be infertile. 40% of people who have got this thing end up being infertile. But I would not submit to that diagnosis. I've got unwavering belief that all of us can be as fertile as we need to be, and we just need to make the right changes. So I ended up thinking about this recently, and I ordered a sperm test, and the picture was really low quality, but in my sperm test then came out as this problem was the sperm motility. So we're getting deeper. I want to just bring you through like my whole line of thinking, just because I know there's going to be relevance to some guys. So if you want to have children, you need to have healthy sperm. That's how you make the baby, right? When you ejaculate inside of a woman, it's sperm that actually creates, like, that impregnates the egg. And sperm, they're like these like little mini tadpole type of like little living creatures, I guess, that are in your ejaculate, and you get millions of them inside of each time that you bust a nut. And what you need from them is enough sperm per time that you have sex, or per ejaculate. And then also each sperm needs to be able to move, and each sperm hopefully isn't malformed, like it's not deformed in the shape of it. So it's the shape, it's the movement of it, and it's the quantity. If you're infertile, it'll be because of one of these three things. So it's shape, movement, quantity. These things, all three, are lowered by estrogenics. So if you're a guy, or maybe your father or something is a guy who's struggling to have like children or anything, or you really do, like, if by like a wave of your hand like this, who is pretty sure they're going to have children in their life? Pretty much every one of us. Almost every one of us. So these are things you should be aware of, because more and more men are infertile these days. Like a scary high percentage. So then this brought me to a part of this book where there's a study where it shows that infertility compounds with each generation because of estrogenics. So estrogenics makes you infertile, and it makes you, at this like first contaminant layer, quite infertile, right? So they infected fish with some estrogenic, like some substances, the chemicals, whatever. I'm just like distilling it into an easy to understand way, but this isn't pure science or anything. Imagine there's a fish tank, there's a bunch of fish, we put in a bunch of estrogenic shit in there, and about 20% of those fish are now infertile. So everyone do that again. If you want to have children, do that. So there's 4 guys on my screen, including me. One of us would be infertile. On the next screen right now, there's 3 guys. On the next screen after that, there's 2. One of you would be infertile. So if you know a few friends or a few guys from high school, probably more than 2 will genuinely not be able to have children. And that is at first exposure. We're not on the first exposure. So they infected these fish. 20% of them went infertile. They took out the infectant. They put them all in clean water for the rest of their lives. Multiple generations. 20% of these fish were infertile. Most of the fish had children. Okay, sweet. For the next generation, more than 40% were infertile. They didn't even do anything to them. It was just their parents who were exposed for 7 days, maybe months ago. 40% of them were infertile. Of the 3rd generation, 80%. For the 4th generation, they went extinct. They went extinct in 4 generations. We're on about the 2nd generation of major plastic exposure. So how bad it is for us, which is actually pretty bad. Infertility rates are skyrocketing. So this is what I would be doing. If I'm like thinking about this, it's nice to like see some shit like this. Okay, it might not be totally accurate, but about 17.5% of the population are infertile. That was about the 1st generation of those fish, which we're expecting that this is probably going to double in our lifetime. 40%, so maybe 1 in 2. So you or your brother is not going to be able to have children. And you're going to have to, like, literally, like, another man's going to have to, like, come in a cup, and they're going to put that in your wife, and your wife is going to raise, have some other guy's child, essentially, and you're going to call it your own. There's 3 different ways for your sperm to be able to impregnate the girl, and if as long as they're as long as you have enough of the sperm count, you can then go through IVF and these different processes. But it starts getting a bit dark at this point. I don't know, it sounds a bit silly and stuff, but it's like, when you consider this shit, like I was just a few weeks ago, right? I ordered the sperm test, started researching it, and I was like, okay, like sperm analysis, that's what it's called. And then, I started to research it, and I saw it on Reddit. Maybe I can find it was this post, right? I don't know about you guys, but this post just did something to me as I was reading it, because this motherfucker, he compares like what you'd get in your data from your sperm analysis from like the people who've got low things to like the guy who's got the rock star, like the donor sperm, the guy who's got really good sperm. And bro, something primal inside of me was getting pissed off reading this, because I was thinking like, there's another guy out there with stronger sperm who might need to like impregnate your wife so that you can have a child with her. That's happening, okay? I know this seems silly and probably by a show of hands, who would never consider that? Who would think, nope, fuck that. If I can't have like a biological child with my woman, then we might adopt or we might not do anything, but there's certainly no fucking chance that I'm gonna get like some sperm donor that's essentially my wife's gonna have some other man's child and I'm gonna pretend it's mine. A fair amount. And this is obviously, it's no disrespect to the guys who want to do that, but there's a fair amount there. Because there's something primal inside of you. 100%. It's totally normal and healthy to feel that way. And so now you're beginning to realize this isn't something to laugh about. This is some serious shit, because if you're one of these guys putting your hand up and suddenly your sperm, like the motility's all fucked up, or your sperm, the shape is all messed up, or the sperm count is too low, you better get ready to go find that guy who's got a rock star sperm. I got like black-pilled as fuck reading this post, because this motherfucker just keeps on saying like, oh, the donor sperm numbers. Imagine reading this post and you've got like a lower count, and there's a guy who's got stronger, healthier, faster sperm than you do, and that's who like they might need to use for your fucking. I got black-pilled reading this post, right? For reference, the lowest thing, like the worst thing that I had was what was it? Sperm count was fine for me. My biggest problem was motility, the movement of the sperm. And apparently it's like one of the most important. My brother told me it's not as important as this post makes out to be, because as long as you have healthy sperm, but like they're not moving, it can be okay, because obviously you can just implant that using like IVF, using like medical treatments. And 10% of mine were grade 4, moving in the fast direction, which is just about enough, but it's on the way like lower counts. So of the total motility, I think mine was 40. Yeah, so around in between these two here. So it's like there's a bit of a problem. Not once did I actually feel upset by this. So if there's any guy here who is starting to worry a little bit, I personally have the unwavering belief that we can get as strong sperm as we need. We just need to make a few core changes, which I've done all the research for, and it really comes down to this: is estrogenation. That's something I just wanted to bring up. That's like, because we already know the testosterone argument. We already know symptoms of high testosterone, low testosterone. But when I started to look into sperm, that's when things got a lot more serious. It was no longer about muscle mass, being dominant or anything. Now it was like some primal shit of like, can you even have a child? That's when I started to take it more seriously. I started with this book, and I ended up then just searching, because I really like this guy. So I searched for Huberman sperm, and he has a full 4 hour and 20 minute long fertility. So to listen to this, right? So I'm gonna take you through the exact process of how I learn, and also like so you can listen to the thing is this, right? So with something like this, at least for right now, I wanted some practical steps to take away. This is a very long podcast. So what I did was I didn't actually start listening to it like normal. I go straight down for Huberman. He's always got the timestamps here. I go straight down and look for where he's put tool. Now, a lot of YouTubers or anything don't do this, but Andrew Huberman specifically, this is like probably the most valuable channel on YouTube ever, in my opinion. And he does this all the time. They put tool. So tool essentially for him means practical application. You can do this right now. You just need to watch this video. All of the other bits are like, okay, deep scientific stuff. You need to understand the terms and stuff. And maybe if this is serious for you, you'll want to watch that. But I found the first like tool and I clicked on that and we can watch it.
Ovaries are the so-called gonads. The testes, of course, reside outside of the body. There are instances where the testes fail to descend during development. Certainly, if the testes don't descend on time, that's something that doctors need to be made aware of, the pediatricians to be made aware of, because that can prevent fertility. Why would that be? Well, it turns out that the testes reside outside the body in the scrotum because the temperature conditions under which spermatogenesis can occur and under which healthy sperm can be maintained are very restricted and is approximately 2 degrees cooler than the rest of the body. This is very important. Now, I think this is something that used to be discussed a lot more, but isn't discussed so much these days. But keeping the testes cool enough doesn't necessarily mean keeping them cold, although there is a place for using cold exposure, deliberate cold exposure, to improve sperm quality and number, and perhaps even testosterone levels. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But keeping the testes about 2 degrees cooler than the rest of the body is absolutely key. If sperm get too hot, they die. And if spermatocytes, the cells that give rise to sperm, get too warm, well, then oftentimes the sperm that develop are not healthy. Not healthy in a number of ways. Either they can't engage in fast-forward progression, and that is swimming, or they will lack the ability to deposit their DNA contents within the egg. So again, whatever is contained in the ejaculate is going to be a mixture of different sperm qualities, and sperm of different ages will impact the quality, but also the temperature under which those sperm developed is going to impact their quality. And so we're going to get into tools a little bit later, as I mentioned, but just to give you a simple takeaway, if you are hoping to conceive in the next 90 days, right, the spermatogenesis cycle takes 60 days, but then the sperm actually have to migrate from the testicle into the so-called epididymis, which is a related structure, and then into the vas deferens, and then into the urethra, where it can be part of the ejaculate. In order for sperm to do all that properly, undergo that maturation, and then exit in ejaculate in a way that's healthy, or that the sperm is healthy, if you plan to conceive children, or to try and conceive children in the next 90 days, you definitely want to avoid exposing your testicles, that is your scrotum, to elevated temperatures. So that means definitely avoiding hot tubs, definitely avoiding hot baths. Now, a brief hot bath or hot tub or hot shower isn't going to be a problem, although...
So I heard this, right? So this is like the first thing. That's one practical thing. Now, he said if you want to avoid having, children in 90 days or something, I reckon we should probably live like this all the time. If something's killing your sperm, by the way, it's lowering your testosterone. If anything increases your testosterone, it increases your sperm count. If anything increases your sperm count, it usually increases your testosterone. So if something is tanking your sperm count, like he's saying high temperatures are, hot baths are, then it's probably, like he says this in a different video, I'll show you as well. So he said something really practical there.
A related structure, and then into the vas deferens, and then sit in ejaculate in a way that takes 90 days. You definitely want to...
There. So what I do is I click on the share, I press start at this, and I'll copy that. What I'll do is I'll bring it into a Notion page. So this is like a Notion setup right now. This is like a new account I've just made just so I don't leak all of my stuff. But so yeah, what I'll do is I'll make a new page, or I like to have it in like a new page with this gallery view like that. And I'll just make this about I'll call it estrogenics, human sperm, something like that, right? And I'll post this in and I'll embed it. So now, wherever I just saw this, I'll reframe it in my own words. So it's like hot baths and sauna probably kill sperm. There. So that's okay, that's a quick belief. Now, it's not as scientific as he's just said, but I can almost have a takeaway of this, which is, okay, hot baths, maybe even boiling hot showers, just hot heat in general, actually lower sperm and might actually lower testosterone because of that. So that's like one point, that's one practical tip that I could probably live with for the rest of my life and actually get like a pretty major boost to my health just from this one tip that we've gotten in the last 20 seconds. What's Harry writing there? Wait. What are you writing, Harry? We can't see... Oh, thank you. Thank you, bro. I need to share my screen fully, don't I? Desktop. There we go. Okay. Well, could you see the Huberman video? You can see... Okay, you can see that. You just couldn't see the Notion. Okay, apologies. So this is the Notion page. What I do is I'll just show you exactly how I make my Notion thing. You create a new space and you choose, which one is it? Sorry, it's the gallery. Create a new page and choose gallery. I like it like that. And then you can add in posts from this. Or maybe I'll copy and paste this one for you. This is the way I like it anyway, this way here. I just press every time I learn something new, I just make a new tab here and I just post it in with the link of it. So now this goes directly to that.
Exposing your testicles, that is your scrotum, to elevated temperatures. So that...
You see that? I did a bit of research. I got a practical takeaway and I've also got the source from someone who's credible and like an authority figure in this space. future Hamza, if he's ever coping, if he finds this post again, it's very easy for him to be refreshed. He doesn't have to watch the whole podcast. He's got the video right here, so he knows exactly what like the qualified person is saying as well. So that's already like a way that I can live for the rest of my life. So just with the heat, that's something that by a show of hands, has anyone seen that before? Some pictures on Instagram or something which says like hot baths can decrease your sperm count by like 50%. Anyone seen something like that? Got a few guys. It's been something that circulates around the internet every now and then. It's just like, I heard it a bunch of times, like hot bath, sperm count. Significantly impair sperm function by Harvard University. Exposure to warmth caused a maximum decrease roughly 4 to 5 weeks after heating. So it has long-term effects when you heat up your body and mostly your balls. So that's one thing that we've got a takeaway with already. So if this was like an area of your life that you wanted to improve in, and again, this isn't just for fertility or for sperm. I was looking at it with this lens recently. But if you're interested in just health in general, if you're interested in not developing man boobs, if you're interested in keeping your testosterone high, these are the things that you should be considering, because anything that affects your sperm is affecting your testosterone and your overall health. So like I can even make a generalization, like if you want to make more gains in the gym, you should probably be listening to this advice because it's linked to your testosterone, it's linked to your fertility. So that's 1 point already. Let me see if we got any questions here. Oh. Okay. What's the chat saying? Saunas, Huberman says in a different video that he uses a cold pack for the sauna. So he doesn't go in the sauna just like that. He gets like some kind of icy pack, and he doesn't put ice directly on his balls, but he kind of like puts it over his lap. And I do that sometimes as well. Someone said, so no hot showers. I don't think you need to be extreme and never have like a hot shower again, but I would certainly stay vigilant of it. I read a book once. It was like some fantasy book about vampires or something, but in them, like one of them, no, it was a book. It was a video about 300, the Spartan training, how Spartans train. And it was like this belief that's like, I don't know if it's real, but like it was this belief that Spartans believe that if you bathe in hot water, you become weak. And so they'd purposely bathe in cold water. And I was like, that's 100% true. Like scientifically, it's literally true. So have cold showers. I have a cold shower for 90 seconds every single morning. I never ever miss it. And then I usually have another cold shower, like a very small one later on. You don't need to go pure cold. I would just suggest you don't go steaming hot, and pretty much never ever have a bath again in your life, like a hot bath. That's like the worst, because you're literally submerging, you're literally roasting your balls in there. Like, because I don't know about you guys, but the last time you had a bath, if maybe it was a while ago, but it feels nice for it to be like hot. Like that's what you kind of want. It's kind of comforting when you do that. It destroys your sperm count, absolutely destroys it, because it's that constant frying of your genitals. And so never do like a hot bath again. I'd say sauna is a lot better than that, because it's not complete submersion in, the equally hot water. It's like a bit of like difference. Sauna, it can be as easy as just having cold water with you, and every few minutes pouring it over your lap. That's as easy as possible. And you can maybe go buy some stuff if you want, of some kind of ice pack or something that you can bring in. I still take saunas, but I do often pour water into my lap, and I usually take breaks from the sauna and go into the cold shower there as well. It's not permanent, but it lasts for a significant amount of time. And if you're consistently doing these things, that's when it's going to mess you up. So for example, if you're consistently taking saunas and your lap's getting really hot, or if you're consistently taking hot showers and baths every morning, it probably will feel permanent in some ways unless you stop doing that thing. How's sperm quality related to test? Yeah, that's a really good question. So, I mean, it's developed in the same area. So let me show you now. Okay, so what we've got so far, just the basics. Hot baths and sauna probably kill sperm. I ended up flicking through. So this is what I do again. So that I've watched that bit. Now I can skip quite a lot, Because remember, like, I'm not trying to watch all of this right now. I just want something I can do, like, right now. Sometimes you want to learn and you want to have the in-depth explanation for things. And sometimes, you know, you've got the time for it. You're eating, you're chilling, you want to watch something full length, fair enough. Other times, I'm here for action. I'm not here to consume content. I want to know 5 things I can do very quickly right now by someone I trust. And so I skip straight down to the next tool and see if it's relevant for me. So this is the one we've just done. The next one's about like sexual intercourse, how often you should have sex, tracking ovulation. Okay, maybe these are probably not it. And then here is when it gets interesting. As soon as I saw this one here, everyone see that? Phone and sperm quality. As soon as I saw that, I remembered that Tim Ferriss had mentioned that once. So like, I'm making the connections alongside you, right? So Tim Ferriss, phone, sperm. So I remembered this. This is like from my memory of a book that this author, he had mentioned once. So straight away I remembered that and I'm like, wait, was that true? So 10 years ago, this random entrepreneur author made this like book. And a part of the book was, you know, it's all about improving his health. And a part of the book was him realizing that he had low sperm and that the one thing he did to fix it was simply stop putting his phone in his pocket. And I remember reading that a while ago, not really caring too much because, you know, oh, what's sperm? You know, I didn't realize the connection between sperm and testosterone. And then this is when it gets interesting, when a very credible scientist says this.
This issue of phone use and sperm quality. Now, this can open up a whole array of issues related to things like EMFs, and you've got people out there that have, you know, ideas about 5G and all of this stuff. That is not what this discussion is about. The discussion I'm about to have with you relates to the fact that the electromagnetic fields and the heat-related effects of smartphones can indeed have a detrimental effect on sperm quality and, yes, indeed, on testosterone levels as well. I'm going to refer you to a paper. We will link it in the show note captions. The title of this paper is Effects of Mobile Phone Usage on Sperm Quality. No Time-Dependent Relationship on Usage, a Systematic Review and Updated Meta-Analysis. This is a paper that came out in 2021 and talks about the fact that phones emit a radio frequency electromagnetic waves, which are called RF, radio frequency, EMWs, electromagnetic waves, at a low level between 80 and 2200 megahertz that can be absorbed by the human body. We know this, okay, this is not controversial, and have potential adverse effects on brain, heart, endocrine system, and reproductive function. That has been established. Keep in mind, there is basically no controversy that radio frequency waves and EMFs can have a negative impact on biological tissues. The question is, how intense are those radio frequency waves and EMFs, and how detrimental are those on those biological tissues, okay? It's a matter of degrees, but there's very low controversy as to whether or not they have an effect on biological tissues, and I'm aware of absolutely zero data showing that they can have a positive effect on biological tissues. Since what we're mainly talking about now are smartphones, we want to separate out the heat effects of smartphones from the EMFs related to the fact that they are Wi-Fi smartphones or they're using cellular towers and Wi-Fi. One or the other, a combination. Okay, so there are a number of different things in the phone that could be detrimental. We need to separate those out. Why? Well, because you might have heard that carrying your phone in your pocket can reduce your testosterone levels and sperm count, and guess what? That is true. The data contained within this meta-analysis and other meta-analyses clearly point out that it can reduce sperm count and maybe testosterone levels significantly, but certainly sperm count and motility significantly. It reduces sperm quality. So should you avoid putting your phone in your pocket? Certainly your front pocket, I would suggest yes, right? If you are somebody who is seeking to conceive, right? I'm not somebody who is going to stop using my smartphone. I don't expect anyone's going to stop using their smartphone. The question is, should you carry it in your front pocket if you're a male? I think to be on the safe side, the answer is probably avoid doing that. Too much of the time, ideally, don't do it at all. Then people will say, well, what if I turn off the Wi-Fi or I turn off the cellular access? Then is it still a problem? Well, it's a problem due to the heat-related effects. And then people say, well, I don't actually feel the heat of the phone. It doesn't get that warm. But the temperature effects of the phone, it turns out, are enough, even under conditions in which people don't report it to be uncomfortably warm, that it can change the temperature milieu of the testicle in ways that can diminish sperm quality. How much and how that relates to fertility and healthy pregnancy, not clear. But since we're talking about things to avoid, if your goal is to have a healthy fertilization and pregnancy, well then by all means, just don't carry it in your front pocket. Then people say, well, what about back pocket? What about backpack? Look, it's very clear that avoiding being too close to the phone is probably better for your sperm quality than putting the phone very close to your testicles or anywhere else on your body. But it's also the reality that most people are going to carry a phone nowadays. All right, it's just the reality. I think the current
yeah. So that's about enough. I've heard it. I'm getting scared. I've got like this new practical thing. Okay, don't put your phone in your pocket. Do the exact same thing. Copy that over. Bring it over to the same page. Create the embed on Notion, and then I'll add it there. Like, never put your phone in your pocket again. Simple as that. These are 2 practical things that I can take out. That it's taken me like 5 minutes or so, and they genuinely could be life changing. Then I'm gonna go deeper, because I remember that someone else had mentioned this before. So I can go and try and find the guy who originally mentioned this and realize that, oh, Huberman was just on a podcast with him. So you can see how deep my knowledge is going on this one particular topic that I care about. 5 minutes ago, we didn't really know anything about this, maybe the basics of testosterone and stuff, and, you know, some random things you've heard about sperm. after about 10 minutes of doing the research like this fast thing where you know multiple different things, it's like you've got expertise in this now. If there's ever a conversation about sperm and testosterone, you're coming out with some brutal facts fast. If you're a YouTuber, you can bring out like 3 different things. Oh, Huberman said this, and Tim Ferriss, this author from 10 years ago, he said this. And also heat, you've got to watch out for heat. It's like your specific knowledge is getting so deep right now that now you're actually able to use these things in your real life. And I've already timestamped this video.
Shows that keeping the cell phone in one's pocket, so this isn't putting it to your head, this isn't putting it on the desk in front of you, but keeping it on and in one's pocket, and it does not matter if it's on Wi-Fi or you're using cellular, decreases sperm quality, which means forward motility, number of healthy sperm per ejaculate, etc., even ejaculate volume to some extent, and lowers testosterone overall, which is perhaps not surprising given the known heat effects of the phone. So even though it doesn't feel hot to the touch, there are heat effects. Sperm don't like heat. In fact, the most promising male contraceptive that's out there that's not a condom is it's like a cuff that goes around the vas deferens, which is the portal from the testes to the urethra that allows the ejaculate to leave the body, that heats that, right? I mean, a sauna it's not a great form of contraception because it's not true-proof, but it will reduce your total number of motile sperm by 75% or so. When I go in the sauna, because I do hope to conceive proof, but it will reduce your total number of motile sperm by 75%.
Sauna will reduce your total number of sperm that can actually move, which is one of the most important parts of it, by 75%. Might decrease testosterone. Maybe the effects of sauna would probably increase testosterone if it didn't affect your sperm and therefore your testosterone. So if there's anyone here who's deep in that knowledge of sauna's really good for you, they can help you excrete all of the heavy toxins and stuff that can come out of your body through the sweat. But the sauna's been on and off shown as doesn't really increase testosterone, decreases it in some studies, increases it with others. Maybe it only is more on the negative side just because of the heat effects on your balls. So right now, you've got a protocol to become superhuman. Frequently sauna, have some way to cool your balls so that they don't get hot. Because that you get all the benefits of the sauna with none of the actual downsides that pretty much everyone else in there is getting. You're finding a superhuman protocol by this, and it's practical. You can implement this today.
Or so. When I go in the sauna, because I do hope to conceive children somewhat, so I wear shorts into the sauna, and I actually put a cold pack at my groin while I'm in there. It's actually when the sun is really hot, it makes it a little less unpleasant. It's a little painful, but you definitely don't want to do that on bare skin. I'm chuckling too, but heat is part of the problem with the cell phone, but it turns out, yes, and here people are going to think I'm a crazy person, but they might think that already. The EMFs, that business is real. Yep. Now, is it so real that it's giving us gliomas? Unclear. I'm not going to go there. The data aren't in. But it is very clear that the radiation from phones, the EMFs, and the heat are combining to reduce sperm quality, motility, and overall testosterone. So it's a simple thing. Turn off your phone completely, or even better, just don't put it in your front pocket. If you have to put it in a pocket, put it in your back pocket. Even better would be to put it in a shoulder pocket or a backpack. And I'm a weirdo, perhaps, but I don't like keeping the phone to my head too long. That's also because I don't like holding the phone to my head too long. We don't know very much about the effects of EMFs and heat effects on the different tissues of the body, but we now know a lot about the effects of heat and EMFs on sperm quality, and it's not a good picture for the sperm.
Where does airplane mode fit into this equation, if at all, in terms of between on and off? I mean, does it prevent or mitigate some of the effects?
It seems to.
Yeah.
It seems to. Here's what's really scary about this meta-analysis. Their conclusion is that the total amount of time spent with the phone in the pocket is not a strong determinant. That it's not all or none, but that the threshold beyond which you start seeing these damaging effects is pretty low. So, again, here we're talking about a don't, not a do, and so it's pretty straightforward. Don't keep the phone in your front pocket if you're concerned.
So what he's just said there, I'd copy that over, and what the last bit what he's just said is huge as well, by the way, so I'll just repeat that. So he's clarified what we just said again, never put your phone in your front pocket. Is my internet connection okay? Just give me a little nod. I just got a little sign saying it's quite slow right now. Is it lagging a bit? Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe it'll get better in a second. And the final thing he said is there's no time correlation with your phone in your pocket. So how I'd explain that is I'd make it simple, to be honest. I wouldn't try and explain that. I'd just probably repeat, never put your phone in your pocket again. I just put something drastic like that, misspelt, just to kind of show, okay, this is some serious shit. And it's as simple. I don't try and go with the very specific research to think, okay, what's the most optimum thing. I like to give myself very clear, extreme rules to live by. And what Huberman's just said, in terms of when it comes to your sperm and your testosterone affected by your phone usage, is that putting your phone into your pocket instantly is damaging. And that what he said, the scariest part of this is that it's not very time correlated, which means that it's not something that you can just put in quickly in your pocket and then take it out and just reduce it or anything. It's not one of those. This is something you actually have to be extreme with. They've not done a very clear study of what the time limit of how much you can have your phone in your pocket, but it's probably a very, very small amount. I actually think anywhere from about 10 to 30 minutes per week is too much. So in that, like, you literally, the simple thing that we can just take away is never put your phone in your pocket again. Don't put it in your back pocket. What I do quite often, I just hold it. I literally just hold my phone now. When I'm running, when I'm doing anything, I just hold my phone. When I'm in the gym, then I'll put it down on the bench, make sure it's like a good few inches away from my balls. I'll be a bit riskier with it because obviously, like, you know, someone might rob it from you or something, but I hold mine like this. If you have a backpack, then you can keep it in there, and that can be preferable as well. Yeah, sorry, I don't know why my internet's bad. My internet's usually flawless. I don't know why it's being weird today. How is it right now? Are we lagging? Can you hear me okay? What exactly is wrong with it? Is it the video quality of your video? How's the audio? Sound is fine, video's lacking. Okay, we'll go with that. Yeah, apologies for this, but I don't know what it is. It's usually absolutely fine. What about powering off? Yeah, so Samuel's just asked, what about powering off? What if you power off your phone? And Huberman said that could be okay. So if you need to keep your phone in your pocket, power it off completely. He said that airplane mode isn't good enough, by the way. So it's like, not many of us actually do this, but this is when you power off a phone, because I don't know about everyone else, but my phone's pretty much just on 24/7. But when you fully power it off, it's like you have to fully, you know, hold the buttons down and swipe it off and make sure it's completely off. It being like, I keep my phone, you can even see that right there. I keep my phone on airplane mode. See the top right single? I keep it on airplane mode just throughout the day. I don't want to constantly turn it on, turn it off. Airplane mode, Wi-Fi is off, and that's one big thing. Let's go. Let me show you what I've got for this lesson. You see my screen, yeah? So what we've done is these ones. Notion's buggy today, bro. Yeah, bro. And we've done the phone in pocket. We've done that now as well. So let me show you some other things we've got planned. So the mindset I want you to have with this, with estrogenics and with testosterone, we just want to go for the 80-20. You can start to drive yourself crazy, which is what I've done. And I've done this just so I can like try and teach you these things in a faster way than I've had to learn them. It's kind of like my full-time job to be our guinea pig, to go out there and try all the self-improvement stuff because I don't have anything else to do. I don't have a proper job or anything. So I can just do this full-time, find out the answers for you guys, and then report back. Okay, here's the things that really work. Here's the best videos that I learned from. Here's the best books and stuff, right? So the mindset is what I found, even though I'm an extreme guy, what I would recommend to you guys and even to myself, what we need to do is just figure out the 80-20. What are the 20% of estrogenics that are affecting us the most, that have the most contact with us? And we just want to focus on those. Because if you start to get crazy and you're like, oh man, like my AirPods, they're plastic, I can't wear them again. Oh, you know, this pen is plastic, can't use that again. And this thing's plastic, and you start going crazy. What I'd rather is we go through like 5 big things and we just nail them. The phone is the biggest one, the fastest one, because it's just like once you get into the habit of not putting your phone in your pocket, you're fine. So everyone here should be, like, I don't think there's anyone who should be the exception to that. Never put your phone in your pocket again. Do what it takes. Hold it in your hand, get one of those runners armband things, put it inside of your backpack, put it in your girl's handbag and let her get like breast cancer or something instead of you. It's fine, bro. So what I do, there's 2 things I do. I hold it. I literally just run and I exercise, I walk and stuff, literally just holding it in my hand, no problem. Or 2, when I've got my backpack, I'll put it in one of the things there. And you can still have your music on and everything as well, no problem. So that's what I do. Phone is done. Let's move on to the next ones. The next things that we should discuss is the things that have direct contact to your skin, or even the things that we can say get inside of your body. So toilet seats, a very interesting one. I literally just thought like a lot of toilet seats are actually made from plastic. Now, maybe a lot of us have got like wooden ones, but yeah, bedding as well is this one here. Niles, we've got that at the bottom. So it'd be interesting to see your toilet seat, because if it's like a fully wood one, then you could be okay. Sometimes they can have like the wood, style, but they might still be plastic. The reason, I know this is a weird thing to bring up, but it might be worth like just speaking to your parents about it, or if you've got enough control of the house, of being able to just order a different toilet seat that's pure wood. Because the reason why I've put that there, you probably sit on it for a solid like 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, like consistently most days, and it's direct contact to your skin and quite like a close, like sort of sensitive part of your skin, of your body, right there on your lap. It's just a bit like sensitive. That's something new. So as soon as I thought this, I was like, okay, it's an easy fix. Get a different toilet seat, order one from like Amazon for like £20, make sure it's wood, and you can literally put it in yourself with like a screwdriver, no problem. So that's one done. Shower proof as well. If you use like a lot of the things with your shower, so there's things that are not, estrogenics isn't just plastics, by the way. Estrogenics are also the ingredients inside of a lot of stuff like soaps, shampoos, and hair washes, and a lot of modern day shit. So I don't actually use really any products anymore. I don't use shampoo. I use a soap bar, which I'll show you now. But a lot of, if you go to a normal shop and you want to buy anything from there in terms of toothpaste, in terms of soap and shampoos, it's going to be estrogenic. You need to buy it from a place like this, which is kind of like these anti-waste, what would you call it? These are like very like organic. They have a different criteria. They don't care about testosterone like these companies. They just care about like, like saving the planet and stuff. We don't give a fuck about the planet. We just want to have high test. But we can hop on their website. So I ordered these things here. So it's like hippie stuff really, but it's like, so this is a deodorant stick. They don't have any sprays, because literally all kinds of sprays are just going to be estrogenic, as it has to be, right? So these are like 2-3 ingredient deodorants, which is what I use now. The soap as well, for example. Like let's show you the exact, like this one. The exact soap I use. You need to be the guy who's literally looking at soap and looking through the ingredients and thinking, okay, what am I actually putting on my skin? Now, we don't want to ingest, like rapeseed oil or anything, but to put it on your skin, okay, maybe not a terrible amount. And I go with the unflavored one of this as well, like literally the most basic ones. You want to become the kind of guy who literally has the basic unscented soap bar, the random like lemongrass deodorant roll-on spray that comes in a cardboardy type of a cardboardy circle thing like that. My toothpaste from this shop as well. I'll show you. People ask me how my teeth get so white. I'll show you right now. It's this exact one here. This one, fluoride free. Fluoride is inside of water. It's inside of toothpastes, and it can help like clean your teeth. And by clean, it just adds like a false whiteness to it, and so everyone goes crazy over it. It's estrogenic. It's bad for you. And so this is the one I personally use, and I get quite a lot of compliments on my teeth usually. So this is the one I use. Right now you won't see it because I've just got the orange light, so my teeth probably look kind of like orange right now. But so a few product changes like that. Don't need to go into that much. Make the difference, right? So from now on, if I was going to start again, the thing is, those things which I showed you, they're not actually much more expensive than the things that you use anyway. So if I was just going to start again from my journey, I'd be buying those kinds of products from like some website that I like. So if you're in the UK, you can go see the exact one that I was just on there. I don't have like an affiliate link or anything, but yeah, Peace with the Wild. Or you can just search for like no fluoride toothpaste on Google, and you'll probably find one in your country that will deliver. And then they've probably got the kind of soaps, shampoos, those kinds of things that you want as well. Done. Water is an interesting one. The water you drink from your tap is probably estrogenic, but the fix to that is, I'll show you right now. There's 2 fixes to the water you drink. RO water. This is what you want to search on Amazon for the water you drink. RO water filter. That means reverse osmosis water filter. It's like this complicated system. So there's 2 things you can do. One, you can fit in the entire big thing like this, which is pretty pricey, and you can maybe, like, if you can afford it, if you can get your father or something to fit it into the sink. That's what I'm doing now. But a few years ago, there's no way I would have been able to afford this. And so what I would do right here, right now, I would find one of these jug style ones. So like this one, for example, and like this one. So they've still got plastic, which is annoying. But the idea is it takes out the fluoride from the water. You open this little thing up, you turn on the tap, fill up this jug, leave it there for about 5 minutes, and it filters through this thing, and then you can pour it out. So you take the L with it touching plastic for about 5 minutes, but it's probably still worth it because it reduces the fluoride in it. I never used one of these, and I would kind of understand if you if you didn't want to go through the hassle of it. And am I leaking my address here? Fuck. So, am I actually? Oh man, no one come to my house, bro. I'll knock you out. Oh, but you saved my life, bro. Like, I just wanted to say thank you. No, anyone comes to my house, I will genuinely knock you out, bro. I'm being honest. Like, you can send me a letter if you want, that's fine. But fuck me, if anyone turns up, I'll knock you out. I don't care if you're a fan, bro. Oh, but I just wanted to say thank you. I'm sorry I'm here in the middle of the night and I scared your mum, bro. But I would understand if you didn't want to mess with the water, like the drinking water. I understand that, although this is a big part of like the contaminants we're drinking these days. It's just the fluoride. So consider getting one of the filters. Consider maybe when you've made like a bunch of money from business at one point, you can add this to like your wish list and think, okay, it's a few $100s. It'll probably be a few hours of like some annoying installation YouTube tutorial I have to find. But once I set it in, that's a major part of the estrogenics. They're actually in our drinking water. Does anyone know why that is? Anyone raise their hand? Why is there such a huge level of estrogenics inside of our drinking tap water? Let's see. Edward, what do you think, bro?
It's because, like, when girls take the birth control pill, fucks with their hormones, and then their hormones go in their piss, or their period, maybe, and then that goes in the water system, and then it gets filtered and goes into the taps.
Exactly that. Thank you, Edward.
Awesome video, bro.
Thank you so much. Hear that, boys? It comes from, oh yeah, W in the chat, boys, for Wedward. That literally, you know why tap water is dangerous to drink? Because a huge percentage of women take hormonal birth control. They take the pill every day to stop their periods, to stop being able to get pregnant, and for some other health reasons. And they literally piss that out. And our water system in pretty much every country doesn't have the kind of filtration system for that. Which is messed up, right? And you want to think about something, right? Not just that this is like funny or anything. The women who take this, I want you to just think about this, right? There is a pill that women can take that stops their natural biological process of having periods and being able to have children. Think about that. Just think about that. There is a pill that literally stops them from being able to have children, from being able to get pregnant. What is happening inside of their body when they ingest that? And then when they piss, it's not filtered out. So you're drinking like a diluted version of that every single day. And think about it. You know what another weird thing is? When you and your wife want to have children and she's still drinking the tap water, she's drinking a diluted version of the pill. And maybe this is a reason why so many families end up having a miscarriage. Imagine that. Imagine like you literally, like you and your wife have literally gotten pregnant expecting this child, and the child ends up getting deformed or literally dying inside of your wife because she's literally drinking contraceptives from the tap water as she's pregnant. This shit's a lot deeper than you think it is. I hate to be, overly dramatic and scary and dark and stuff, but that's the case. When you see the title of this video, that's of this book, that's really what it is. It's estrogenics are making us infertile. And, infertile seems like this distant thought. I think it could be valuable for each of us to just visualize what that actually feels like. like, you know, visualize like the struggle of like when you're actually ready to have children with the woman that your family have accepted and it's all going great and you just can't seem to get her pregnant and your mother's pestering you. You know, you're a lot older now and family are asking you what's going on, are you having sex and stuff, and you just don't really know why she's not getting pregnant. You go for a test and you realize that your sperm count's all fucked up. Like, your sperm are deformed. That's what like the analysis guy will tell you. Your sperm have got 2 heads instead of 1. They've got 2 tails which are split apart. Your sperm are like twitching in the same spot instead of rushing forward. Or your wife does get pregnant and then suddenly you just lose it and you're just one of those couples who end up having a miscarriage. And your wife effectively gives birth anyway. Like, these things are real. Like, couples, a lot more couples these days are going through some dark shit like this. And there's a big reason for it, and probably, like, what other reason is there really than what's in our environment that affects our hormones? That's why I take this shit very seriously. So we got all these as well. In fact, I probably shouldn't delete these just so we can keep the list ready. There. Next, we've got the clothes that I mentioned before. So, tell the story of my gyno, right? So you want to hear about how I got bitch titties. So when I was like 15, I'm just about to enter puberty. And my nipples start getting sensitive. Like, they start getting, like, you know, quite sore. And I just, whatever, okay. It's just, you know, I'm just a growing man. This is what's supposed to happen. And slowly, my nipples start getting puffier and bigger. And they weren't enormous, and I didn't have like massive bitch titties or anything. But certainly there was like puff and sensitivity developing there. This happens to, I think, about 1 in 3 guys going through puberty, which is a crazy amount. 1 in 3 guys start developing. No, not muscle. Like it was weird because it wasn't even like fat either. I was fairly skinny, which was very unfortunate. So I wasn't fat, I wasn't taking steroids. I didn't even do anything wrong, and I literally still got man boobs, which is the worst combination. Like, if I was fat and I deserved it, okay, fine, but yeah. And who knows why it happened? Maybe estrogenics in the contraceptives in the water, maybe the clothing. But I think a big part of it could have been the clothing that we wear. You see, a lot of clothing is made from an ingredient called polyester, and it'd be worth it right now, or after this call, for you to just do something, to just go to your wardrobe, get a lot of the clothing, and you check, like, you know, the lower side of it, somewhere around here, maybe up near the back. There's usually like this plasticky label that shows you. You probably never really looked at it. Read it, look through the pages, and it'll say somewhere what percentage material it is. And you want it to be 100% cotton or wool. That might be about it. Cotton and wool are natural ingredients from the world. Cotton is like from the plants, and then wool is from sheep. That's it. When it's synthetically man-made polyester, it's estrogenic, and it's rubbing against your skin. It's rubbing against your chest. It's rubbing against your balls and everything. And it's a shame because the best gym clothing is all polyester. You know, like when you imagine gym and sports clothing, like that kind of plasticky feeling, all polyester. What are you saying there, Samuel? What about wearing in gym for shorts? Yeah, exact same. So it's like the gym clothing is very usually polyester. For example, jiu-jitsu rash guards, like the MMA shirts, polyester. Football clothing, polyester. All of them polyester. All of them. If you really want to go to a good level, which I think is worthwhile, I think we should only be wearing cotton clothing from now on, because that's something that touches your skin for about 10 hours a day. Ero, what's that, bro? What is the minimum percent for cotton? I go with 95. So preferably 100, but I think 95% of cotton to like 5% elastane is okay. It's still not 100% ideal, but it's a lot better than like some 80% poly. Like, I had a few clothings that I was recently wearing. They were 80% or 100% polyester. A lot of like the jumpers I liked. Some new stuff that I had just bought like a month ago. Polyester. And any jacket, when you think about the feel of a jacket, that plasticky feeling, polyester. All of it. It's like, this is what you see, like, that you can tell the kind of like texture of this with my triceps looking huge. This is like this cottony type of feeling, and the shirt underneath this, cottony feeling. You can just tell. You don't need to, like, it'd be worth, checking the labels and stuff. But in general, you can tell these things fast. You don't even need to, like, autistically think, wait, is this thing, if it's plastic, it's plastic. If you've got this, like, plasticky kind of waterproof jacket or something, it's polyester. Now, that is to say, I still think having a jacket is okay, because you can have it over a bunch of stuff. So I don't think that's terrible. And I think especially like a waterproof jacket when you're going on a hike, maybe acceptable. You've got multiple layers on. It's not even touching your skin. Fair enough. You don't want to then start living a life where like you don't even, get shelter from the nature or anything. We got a question from Zed. What's up, bro? Oh, hang on.
I use merino wool.
What did you say?
Hello?
What did you say, Zed?
Merino wool. Merino wool. It's a really good variation of wool.
Nice. Is that because you wear the same... Can you hear me?
Yeah, man.
Am I like... Oh, man. Am I lagging?
I got the audio, the video shit though.
Only videos lagging. Oh, shit, okay. I can hear you, bro. I don't know why my internet's so shit.
Okay, so basically, there's a specific wool brand. It's called merino wool. Merino wool is good for hot weather and cold weather, and it's antibacterial or antimicrobial, so it's not going to smell if you wear it for multiple days. It's a great option.
Merino wool. Yeah. Thank you for that, bro. W in the chat for Zed. For wed. Merino wool. Merino wool. Yeah, that's a good idea. So Zed is based. Zed wears pretty much the same kind of clothing every single day, which is, yeah, that's what I do now. Literally just find the thing that you can wear, which has got good ingredients. It's not polyester. It's not toxic. It fits well on you. And then go back to that same website and buy 10 more of that exact same thing. Now you're living like a high value, like a real, like top level entrepreneur who doesn't want to, waste time, with like different outfits every single day and everything. Like, there's a reason why seemingly every huge level entrepreneur wears like the same kind of clothing constantly. It's just you take out that decision fatigue that a lot of other guys have whilst your competition's thinking about getting another haircut, thinking about getting a skin fade, he's thinking about the other clothing, or Nike just dropped this other thing and this other brand's doing good and these trainers are doing good. Have you got the new Air Forces and stuff? It's like you've just saved all that. You wear the same things every single day. Obviously it's hygienic because you buy like 10 different pairs. That's what I would do. Trainers as well is very, very difficult. So what's next? So that's clothing. Wait, let me just show you them. Miguel, I'll come to you after this one. So what you do with clothing, the reason why I think clothing is really worth it for us to go through is because it touches your body and your bare skin, when you really think about it, for hours and hours and hours every day. I think this is part of the 20% that's affecting us. If you've got plastic just rubbing against your skin, rubbing against the skin near where your heart is, rubbing against your balls, unacceptable. Especially for your pants and your underwear, it should be 100% cotton or wool or something like that. It should not be polyester. So what I did, let's see if I still got it here, or simple Google search, men 100% cotton clothing. I went onto the top link, which is, this is the one I've just recently ordered from, and I'll actually show you. I've just got the stuff here. I literally just got the stuff delivered. All soft. Wool, cotton clothing. I'll try it all on at some point, but you go onto these websites that like say that they're all organic, and it's it's the same kind of thing. It's like they're not doing this for testosterone, they're doing this to save the planet. Again, we don't give a fuck about the planet, we're just here to try and get some healthy sperm and boost our test. But you look at this, right? So I'll go on to I'll give you another website after this, but I'll go to like one of these things. I don't really wear this style, but I bought one of these just recently, and what I'll just do is double check, and I'll go and see this here. 100% organic cotton flannel shirt. Perfect. Let's see, have they got any like normal shirts? Because we don't really like that style. They got printed shirts, jumpers. Okay, sweet. Yeah, here we go. Normal t-shirt. Is it 100% cotton? 50% remanufactured cotton and 50% normal cotton. Okay, that's absolutely fine. So you see that. So that means it's still 100% cotton. It's just like the kind of process that they put it through. One of them's like manufactured. It's fine. There you go. So you could buy this shirt. It's not going to give you any kind of polyester bullshit inside of it. They've got some of the style. So this is a website that I've just found, and my brother sent me this one. Men's tapered wear. So all the gym guys might like this. Tapered menswear. This one here. Maybe someone put the link in the chat for me. So this is, maybe it's a UK based one. I don't know, but if you can order from this one, a lot of these are quite good materials as well. I remember it was like a 95, but yeah. So I'd say this is okay. This one here, this nice looking shirt, which is fit well and everything, 97% cotton, 3% elastane. I'd be happy with that because this type of shirt is usually like 80% polyester. So I'd be very happy with this. Looks good, fits good. It's for gym guys as well. So this website's probably like key for us guys. I've just spent a few £100s on this today, and when the stuff comes, I'll do like a little review or something if you want to see me do that. But they've got like the normal shirts here. Normal shirts, 100% cotton. So it's the simple change. It's like you're still buying good clothes. You can still look good. And a lot of the clothes here that they've got here is like very fashionable. You can literally like dress better than you are right now. And it's actually healthy for you. It's not going to be rubbing against your skin. Okay, so this looks good. You just double check it. Fabric, detail, 100% cotton, sweet. So just be the kind of guy that now, when you're going to buy some clothing, have a look at the label. If you buy clothing online like I do, like I personally just always buy online. I don't like to like go out to shops or anything. I don't do that shit, but just literally just have a look at the label. And if it's anything more than 3 or 5% of any bullshit, probably don't buy it, especially if it's going to be the bottoms. Because if it's going to touch your balls or even your chest, if it's going to touch your nipples, like, it's probably not worth it because you can still go and find like whatever thing you like. You could probably find another thing that's very similar to that just by searching like 100% cotton. So there's like this waterproof, I don't know, probably not waterproof, but there's this flannel jacket, 100% cotton. A little bit of an extra search and you end up finding the ones that you actually wanted. So you don't sacrifice the style and you do maintain your health from that. Yeah, and I said here, above 95% wool or cotton, I'm personally happy with. Any questions for that section? Miguel, what did you want to say, bro?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can, bro.
Okay. I wanted to touch on the undershirts. So let's say like you have 100% polyester, like a t-shirt, but then your undershirt is like 100% cotton. That still covers your area, your chest area. Like, would that still matter, or do you think it's best just to go 100% cotton?
I'd still go 100% because sure you're covering the most sensitive part, so that's definitely better than doing nothing. But you're still leaving yourself at risk, and a lot of your body is uncovered. If you were going to wear, let's say, a full sleeve cotton shirt underneath, okay, fair enough. That's probably absolutely fine. But then at that point, it's like, you may as well just buy the full sleeve as like as the shirt itself or whatever. Like you may as well go find the clothing that you actually want, but just make sure it's got the right ingredients. Right. Am I lagging again?
Okay. You like that deep at your point.
Oh, man. Like so. Sweet, Miguel. Thank you, bro. Sorry about this, guys. My internet's usually flawless, man. This is so weird. Got peasant internet right now. Is it still lagging right now? Oh, it is. I asked that question and literally no one responded for like 10 seconds and then everyone. Australian Wi-Fi. Fluoride internet. Nah, to be fair, I was lagging before this on a previous call as well, actually. Apologies. Can you guys still hear me okay? Nah, it's not Zoom, it's my internet. I don't know what, some fucky shit going on. Oh, the audio's messing up as well. Oh, that's a shame. Okay, we got 15 minutes. Yeah, we're getting cancelled, boys. Okay, but we'll continue, and we'll see if that can be okay. Okay, if I ask you guys, wave your hand into your camera right now as soon as you hear this. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. There's like 2 seconds. That's okay. We'll go with that. Okay, next thing is, this is an interesting one, which I've not seen anyone else mention, but your chair. So, I was looking for a new gaming PC. I'm not leaking my address here, am I? We're good. Like I said, but if anyone turns up and tries to, oh, but Hamza, you know, you saved my life, bro. Like, if anyone shows up to my address, I will knock you out. Don't do it, bro. Send me a letter. That's fine. Send me a message. I saved your life. Okay, sweet. You show up to my address that you're a grown man and I'm a grown man, bro. Like, you'd be, okay. So I was searching for a computer chair recently because mine was all broken up. And I saw this exact one. And, you know, I'm just looking at it. Okay, sweet. Yeah, looks like a really good chair. What's the, and I ended up searching for the ingredient there. You see, I think if you're very interested in what we've been discussing today, you should be the kind of guy who, wherever you're buying new, you start to look for what it's made from, the materials and ingredients. PVC leather. I was like, just as soon as I heard that, I was like, okay, that doesn't sound good. Why couldn't it just be leather? Like, kill a cow. I don't care about climate change or anything. PVC leather. Polychloride. And then what you can just do, search it and add this word to it. PVC leather, estrogenic. This is what I do. So when there's a random word that I don't understand in terms of ingredients, I just search onto Google with estrogenic. And I can usually, like, I don't understand a lot of these things, but usually you can just see synthetic leather made from PVC. Estrogenic. It might not be, you know, there might be future research that shows us actually the PVC leather has different chloride molecules or something, but it's like, I'm happy with just going with this and not risking it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, okay, well, there's plenty more that I can go through, so it's why would I go with that particular one? We go to a different one. Now I'm thinking, okay, now they all look kind of the same, so does this have the same kind of one? Some of them on Amazon especially won't actually go through the materials of it. Fox leather, okay, well, what's that made with? Fox leather. Now again, these sources might be not 100% reliable, but I'd rather be on the safe side. When it looks a bit plasticky, like this woman's titties and also the thing she's wearing, probably, yeah, she's probably got mad estrogenics right now when you think about it. So, okay, so can't even have that one, right? So you start looking and looking, okay, well, how about this one? Like, surely that looks like a slightly different material, but that looks even plasticky in itself. So you look for the material. Nylon. Is nylon estrogenic? This is exactly what I do, by the way, to see this shit. Most plastics release estrogenic chemicals. Nylon is. You could probably use ChatGPT for this as well. You could just ask it directly, yeah? So most of these are. So then I started thinking, okay, they're all using fox leather, which means fake leather that, you know, they're making because they want to be like good to animals or something. Like I said, I don't give a fuck about the animals, bro. I'd rather have a chair that doesn't decrease my testosterone. So I started searching real leather office chair. Like I want it to still be bloody. And it turns out Amazon don't even sell them. They literally don't even sell like any like real leather. These are all like fake leather shit. PU leather. Plastic leather. So I was like, what the fuck? Like, what am I supposed to buy now? I might have to get some random ass like normal chair and make a difference to that. And then I thought, wait, hang on. Right? Why are we relying on just Amazon? Search for it. Ended up finding this site. Genuine leather. There you go. So I think this is the exact one that I have. This is genuine leather. There you go, upholstery, which means that it's literally covered in real leather. Leather's not estrogenic. It's surprising that, you know, the stuff that maybe like the arm, that's probably a bit estrogenic or something, right? But I mean, this is probably the best thing. As long as it's not touching your butt. When you really think about how close your literal butthole is to your seat right now, probably millimeters away, ultra sensitive part of your body. And if it's probably most likely the seat that you're on right now is estrogenic. Honestly, everyone should be just quickly stood up right now thinking, yeah, fuck that, bro. I'm just gonna stand for the rest of the day, bro. Like, that's scary. Now, I'm not saying that you need to go buy a new computer chair or anything, but it's just something you got to see how deep that we're going here. And the reason why I'd go to this extreme level, the next time you're going to get a computer chair, I would 100% recommend get one of these, because you sit on this thing for how many hours a day? Show me with your fingers just so I can, because I can't see the chat right now. Probably 4 or 5 hours a day, 6 hours, 7 hours. Bro, I'll be honest, I'm probably sat working for about 10 hours a day. 10 hours a day of direct contact, of as close as possible to your lap, to your balls, to your nuts, to your anus, of some PVC material that's a modern made thing. PU leather, Fox leather. It's just been made in some random factory, sprayed with a bunch of shit. Who knows what's going on in these random ones here. That's why I actually think a computer chair is part of the 80-20. If you work as much as I do, and what I assume, like, you know, a lot of young guys are. Any questions about that? Elias, let's bring you on, bro. What's up, Elias? Oh, sorry.
Hello?
Hello, bro.
Okay, I have 2 questions for the last part. Because I researched my boxers, and they contain 95% cotton, but I think it's the material that goes outside to make it stretchy, right? I think that's most of the plastic stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, and I have another question, because I use shorts while sleeping, and that I think could heat up my balls, right? So maybe I should just go without boxers and shorts when I sleep, just completely naked.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you asked a really good question. So your boxers are 95%, 5% is elastane, and that's like the stretchy part of the boxers. I would say that's fine. I think 5% is reasonable enough, because when you see, like, the problem with this, if we're trying to find some 100% cotton boxers, there might be some that say it and have it on the label, but they really can't be, because if they've got that kind of elastane material, oftentimes a lot of these manufacturers, they'll just say 100%. Like, for example, I've bought some that have said 100% on Amazon. They come here, it says 80%, 80% cotton, 20% polyester. And even though a lot of them I don't believe, because is it totally unrealistic? You answer this, Elias. You can imagine some researcher doing this, and it turns out that the Chinese manufacturers were slightly wrong with their calculation, and it's actually like 83% cotton and 17% polyester. Would that shock completely anyone here right now, thinking, oh wow, the random manufacturers in a different country were slightly wrong with the percentage that they put down? Probably not. You have some good questions, bro. Should you go to sleep totally naked? Probably. That's how. The
reason why I use shorts, by the way, is because I usually get wet dreams like every 5 days. So I hate cleaning like my sheets so often. That's why I do it. But I think it's worth like sacrificing that. Yeah.
You can maybe just wear some loose boxers. Maybe if you bought some more boxers and got a really big size, extra large or something, like 1 or 2 sizes bigger, that could probably, it's loose enough. It's probably still going to cover like your wet dreams every 5 days consistently. And it'd be loose enough that it wouldn't probably get so warm.
Yeah.
Give that a try. You're welcome, bro. Yeah, that's a good question. You got Gonzalo. What's up, bro?
Hey, bro. How are you doing?
I'm good, brother. What did you want to ask?
Yeah, it was a question about underwear, honestly, just like overall. I've researched this topic a lot before, actually. I actually follow, I don't know if you know him, Solbra, which is like a Instagram dude that talks about estrogenic stuff a lot. Like he's one of his main points on increasing testosterone. And basically, he suggests just not wearing any underwear and just using cotton pants. And, I've been thinking about it, but I've done it a couple of times. It just feels kind of weird. But I don't really know where to find, cotton underwear or shit like that.
Yeah. And finding the cotton underwear is not so hard. Literally, have you tried literally just Googling it?
I mean, yeah, but most of the stuff just doesn't ship where I live. I mean, I guess I just need to find local, manufacturer or something, because I'm in Peru, in South America.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not too sure about different countries, but for the UK, we literally just Google 100% cotton pants, shirt, whatever, and there's some good websites here that are all quite local, and so they'll deliver here in a few days. For your situation, if you can't, maybe try it just anyway. See if you can get anything delivered or anything like that. And if you can't, maybe go on a bit of a search. You go to the local market, you go to some superstores and just have a look. I reckon if you look at 10 pieces of clothing, one of those will be 100% cotton.
Sure. And something I wanted to say as well, definitely sleep naked, bros. It's the best. It's the best thing, bro. Like, honestly, my sleep has gotten so much better from just sleeping naked, and it's just like very comfortable. So just do it, bros. 100% recommend.
Nice one, bro. Thank you, Gonzalo.
Right.
W in the chat, boys. Sleeping naked. Let's see. We're almost got through the list that I've got here. So that was, so we also have then, so that was the clothing, the chair, sorry. And we have the bed. So this is another part of the 80-20. I'll post this entire link, this entire list. So these are just the things that I think we should prioritize. And so the bed is one of them. The bed sheet duvet, and also we'll say pillowcase. So these, again, it's what is that? 7, 8 hours, 9 hours, every single night for the rest of your life. You may as well put in the small amount of effort to just stay consistent in always having cotton. And it's literally just as simple as I won't even show you this, but just go onto Amazon, search for 100% cotton sheet, 100% cotton duvet, pillowcase, because you're sleeping on it. And especially by a wave of your hand, who sleeps like shirtless here? Very common for guys, right? Very common. Well, you're touching that shit for 8 to 10 hours, bare skin. May as well, right? Because it's literally a lot of these differences, by the way, they're all the same price. Like the fluoride-free toothpaste, the same price as normal toothpaste. The cotton bedding, same price as the polyester shit. So it's like you lose nothing other than just gaining your sperm and your testosterone. That's sick. There's no loss in doing this. It's just that you have to like get into the system of doing this for the next, the next time you're going to go buy something, you've got to just look at which one it is. And then after that, it's like you can just keep buying the same thing. So I don't think about like toothpaste. I just buy like 5 of those little bottle things that I've got and they last for months. The same with soap, the same with clothes. It's like I have a few websites where I buy clothes from and I don't need to overthink it because that website is purely like non-plastic. So after you've done that little bit of the, the transition period, it's the same price. It's as easy to buy that stuff as it's not, as it is to just buy something random from random stores. And you're just saving your testosterone. And then we've pretty much covered the other 3 here as well. So this is the 80-20. I'll post this text, this little list into our school just so you can see like the quick list. And we've got about 5 minutes. Let's go through some quick question rounds. Let's make these quick then so we can just get through them. What's up, Jonathan?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can. What's your question, bro?
I actually don't have a question. I made a post in Adonis School of a bunch of links for resources for everybody so you can find like plastic-free stuff, 100% cotton clothes. There's underwear that doesn't have elastic in it, so it's 100%. So, and water and all sorts of stuff. So guys, go check that out. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Jonathan. W in the chat, boys. Valuable contribution right there. We got Nicholas. What's up, bro?
Okay, I'm kind of like a chair guy, so most of the time I just spend like my time on chair. And my question is like full cotton blanket, if it's gonna actually like help me, if I just like put the blanket on my chair, like is it actually worth it, or should I like buy like a whole new chair?
Yeah, do that. Don't buy the new chair. I just get the whole cotton blanket, drape that over, maybe a cotton towel, and just mostly for what you sit on. For your back is also nice, but I would like to have like an inch away from like my butt and my anus, my balls and everything. Easy fix. Don't need to buy a new computer chair just yet.
Yes, and also I would like to ask like I couldn't anywhere find like trainers that are like 95% cotton and 5% elastine. So like, is it actually worth it like having them on me? Like, is there any like health risk? You know, like I'm not sure if it's worth it for me to even like have them.
Yeah, I haven't found the solution to trainers yet, so I'm not too sure. So just keep using the same thing you're using. Maybe just make sure your socks are cotton or wool, and then at least you've got one layer of protection.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Nicholas. That's a really that was a really good question, actually. Trainers we wear for a good few hours a day. I'll show you the shoes that I wear. You can get leather shoes, actually. That was a good recommendation then. So this is the company that I personally buy from, but I'm pretty sure they're like plasticky kind of material though. I'll show you. I like barefoot shoes, so they don't look as nice, but they're a lot better for like your feet health and your joints and stuff. I wonder if it doesn't actually say what the ingredients are, I think. Because recycled materials don't matter, by the way. We don't care about recycling. We just want testosterone. I don't care about the planet, bro. Because they can recycle plastic, for example, is still estrogenic, right? So it doesn't say on here. This is the exact one I've got, and I've also got this one. This is my old one. It's too small for me now. You wear these shoes, by the way, expect your foot size to get like 1 to 2 sizes bigger, because your feet finally actually like grow to how big they're supposed to be. Like I'm 25 years old, my feet still grew in the last few months, and like my foot is a lot stronger, and my toes are like wider now, because these are the kind of shoes you should be wearing. And I have this boot as well. This is probably a rubber boot. Or a leather boot, sorry. Let's see. Yeah, leather. Yeah. I'd go with that. Okay, we've got 3 minutes. Let's go quick fire questions. We got Sophus. So, bro.
What's up?
What's your question, bro?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
My question is, have you ever thought about, instead of just turning your phone off, like wholly, you can use things like metals. I have this thing, which reduces the cell phone signals, what it's called. You can even sew your own pocket, and you can hear offline music. Of course, you can't get cell phone calls and all that, but that's a great option if you really want to do stuff with your cell phone, but still want to do stuff without getting radiation.
What's that called?
So, there's different kind of things. I think it's made with aluminium. It's a different kind of metals you can search on. Things that block phone signals. If you just search that, there pops up different articles. And yeah, that's a quick tip.
Sweet, thank you for that, bro. Appreciate that. Yeah, I didn't even know about that, actually. So I wonder if that really works or not, EMF, because I have heard EMF blocker, but I didn't realize that was just something you could buy as easy as that. We got Oscar. How you doing, bro?
Hey, man. So I don't think you're gonna have an answer to this one, because I know you said in one of your older videos that you hate jeans, but I wear a lot of them, and I can't think of anything that would be 100% cotton that isn't like joggers. And they make you look like a bit of a degen, just going around in joggers. So is there anything that's like a higher ratio that doesn't just look like you've gotten out of bed, basically?
Yeah, let me show you. So denim, so I'd even ask that. So denim estrogenic. Is denim, it might not be, you know. Oh, here we go. Yeah, let's see. There's been a study on it. See how easy you can just find the results from the study. So they've done 23 jeans, denim. I don't usually understand a lot of these, so I just try and look for something that makes sense, but a lot of it's written in like some weird ass language that doesn't make any sense. But anti-estrogenic activity. Have no activity. You could probably wear it then, you know?
I'll probably get away with it then. Yeah.
With just denim, can you rewrite?
I didn't know you could do that. That's mental.
Good. Block estrogen. That's interesting. So you might want to rub all of that around. You get me one as well, bro.
You might want to change your opinion on that one, right?
Yeah, I might start wearing jeans, actually. That's exactly what we need.
Within the month.
So that's interesting. So is denim estrogenic? Whether it's been treated with dyes that have the estrogenic properties. Denim itself is not estrogenic, but it might have been dyed or gone through some kind of process. So it's like it's maybe a hit and miss. If you're wearing some cotton boxers with it, I think it'd be fine. I'd go with that.
Nice one.
Thank you, Oscar. Thank you for that, bro. Sweet. Boys, we're going to leave it there. Awesome first lesson. I hope that was educational for everyone. Like I said, I'm not some professional professor or anything, but I just wanted to show you exactly how I learn, because the way I learn is practical as fuck. I'll send the 2 things that we've made today, the 2 Notion pages. So they're not very clean or anything, but you can just take the practical ones, you can duplicate them and add to them. This is like my very quick, practical, no BS. I didn't want to just stand here and go through like, some PowerPoint slides and like, reading word for word and just mindless and shit, and everyone gets bored and stuff. But I wanted to just walk you through the exact same process that I go through to educate myself. There's 2 links. I'll go share them to Adonis School right now. We'll end it there, and then I'll see everyone next Tuesday. Take care, boys. Bye-bye.